Hey, RetconRaider here. Today's video is dedicated to Alois. Thanks for your support. And welcome back to Pathfinder Kingmaker, as we continue trying to stay one step ahead of the ancient curse that constantly dogs our steps. That said, last time we just finished exploring Candlemere Tower, which was less cursed and more infested with eldritch horrors from another world. So today I think we're mostly just focused on loose ends. We need to pay Shania a visit in Gnarlkeep. We need to swing by our new village, Rivergate. And we need to check back in with Willis Gunderson. See what he has to say about all this. That's the plan anyway. But I guess we will have to see how it goes. Oh, that is slightly more of a time sink than I thought it would be. That's not much better. But if we take the long way around towards Rivergate, we can stop by Stag's Fall, which would let us drop off some loot and have an early chat with Willis. We'll just reverse my intended loop. Oh, shoot. I thought we still had... Okay, yeah, we still have 2 weeks. Rotten Beasts. The cursed bald hilltop makes its presence felt once more. Maddened forest beasts, horribly warped by magical putrescence, are emerging from the forest and attacking our peasants and travelers. These attacks have already disrupted trade and damaged the harvest. If they are allowed to continue, the consequences will be dire. Alright, so these are just the early warning signs that the curse is about to go active. We'll go ahead and get someone on that, and you know what? We're already headed in that direction, so yeah, we'll swing by and see what's what. Research into the nature of curses. Candlemere Lake. Certainly makes sense. Oh yeah, we are right here. There's no reason for us to not at least take a peek. Well, we literally just saw alien flora sprouting from the ground. Plus, we've got another blatant tear in the fabric of reality, so, Oh, shoot. Really? We just became fatigued before we came in here? Figures. Okay, well, if we're doing this, we might as well do it right. Let's go set up camp. We'll go ahead and hedge our bets.
I do so love traveling. All the magnificent sights, our adventures, the people we meet. I just wish we didn't have to walk so much.
There is no request too small for a servant of Sarenrae. If you wish, I could take a look at your calluses.
Not gonna lie, Tristan, that's a little weird. You're a weird guy. Still nice, though. Alright, this is essentially our chapter break, so we're in for a tough fight here. Let's hit the pause button, and I will set up our buffs. I figure about 50% should do it.
The forest makes care for everyone today.
And we are back. Let's do this.
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
I grant you death.
Ah, that's not too bad. Yet. Caster on the field. Looks like a selkie? Whew, okay. That wasn't too bad. With any luck, that should buy us a few more months. Let's get Harem tended to and head back to Stag's Fall. Didn't realize you could actually skin a treant. A bit light on the loot. Not sure we even need that. Pretty much done, so let's have a look. Yeah, we are fine. We'll toss it to the backup party. Back to Stag's Fall. With any luck, that should have triggered an extra event or two. We will meet with Gunderson first. Willis raises his head and gives you a nervous smile. My Baron, I was waiting for you. Any news? Willis, I'll need someone to show me the way. Would you go to the island with me? Willis looks around, scared. Wait, me? Come with you? No way! 3 armed men went and never came back. And I can't even swing a sword or cast the simplest spell. Oh no, Your Grace. You'll need to find someone more experienced for that. Yeah, I think that's about what we were expecting. But it does give us some insight into Willis's character. Yes, well, I visited the Cursed Island. It swarms with monsters. The Ranger and Paladin are dead, and the Cleric of Nethys left in voluntary exile. The ruins are completely empty. No treasures. For several moments, Willis is silent, trying to wrap his head around what you said. He finally shudders and hugs himself, as though he suddenly grew cold. That means, he gulps, that means the curse really exists. His eyes meet yours. Right? Well, we could teach him a lesson. We could lie and discourage people from going to the island. That one is probably the most practical, but it's not like there's really a glut of people who were foolish enough to go out there in the first place. I mean, we found, what, 2 corpses? 3? 3 in total? And the locals already considered it cursed. There is no curse. Bad things just happen to people sometimes. It's as simple as that. These 3 went somewhere dangerous and failed to overcome its dangers. It's sad, but hardly supernatural. Willis stares at you in admiration. You're so strong, Your Grace. Tough and strong. Praise be to Desna, you managed to come back to your subjects alive and well. Please, accept your reward. Willis presents you with a pouch of coins. Willis looks around, slapping his pockets. Seems I've had no luck with this island. No profits at all. I guess I should move further to the east. People say the Tors of Lebanese have plenty of places where an inquisitive mind might find something of value. And right now, if you don't mind, I could use a drink. Off to pester Varn, huh? I'm sure that'll end well. Candlemere Island is still an enigma to us, but at least we didn't let that crazy priest of Nethys open a mysterious portal to another world. We could just turn the page on this, but the unsealed portal in the tower still keeps me up at night. Something tells me we'll be hearing about this place again. True enough, Lindsay. True enough. In fact, I think it's pretty hard to miss the obvious parallels between Candlemere Tower and whatever's going on at Bald Hill. Elena makes a curtsy, like a lady in waiting. Welcome, Your Grace. Elena, what's the news around here? I heard from a neighbor who heard from her child's godmother who heard from... Oh dear, listen to me rattling on. Anyhow, there are rumors of a Lamashtu priestess in our lands. Those priestesses are dreadful frightening, but women sometimes go to them if they cannot conceive or carry a child. Don't get me wrong, Your Grace. No one from your town would do that, but they're happy to talk about it. They'll be talking for days about what kind of children a Lamashtu ritual can bring, with 3 rat tails or 3 cat eyes. Interesting. I feel like we've been hearing an increasing amount about Lamashtu lately. That could be a sign. Alright, let's hop over to the throne room and see what's what. Huh, okay. Guess we have to give it some time. Let's hit the pause button. I will, take care of the bookkeeping off screen, and we will head back out. And we're back. We've got about 20 or 30 minutes on the clock. Should be adequate time to hit both Rivergate and Gnarlkeep. And since we're passing through anyway, we'll go ahead and grab these resource nodes while we're at it. They don't offer much, but we will eventually need them anyway, so might as well do that now. Rotten beasts. The barony managed to persevere and enjoys peace once again. Nice. Research into the nature of curses. Jenna Tannerson. This case proved beyond any reasonable doubt that words possess true power. Even a person with no magical ability at all can place a curse upon someone, even without knowing what they're doing. This research has increased our understanding of arcane and divine magic. We have acquired a deeper understanding of the nature of curses. Again, not the most exciting reward, but we will need that research eventually. That said, I think we need to hold off on any more long-term projects with Harem, at least until we unlock the Arcane Advisor. We really need to shore up our scores in Arcane and Divine. +3 economy, no big deal. Might as well grab these other 3 while we're at it. +2 culture, slightly more useful.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Nah. +2 community, again, not a big deal. Hello there. Good day, Your Grace. And to you as well, Nameless Guard. An elderly half-orc looks at you without any friendliness. His clothes are covered with spots, and he looks exhausted and sickly. What are you looking at? Can't you see Master Varask is not well? On my last legs. Go along, leave me to my unhappy fate. Despite the cantankerous tone, there is certain confidence in the half-orc's voice, especially in how proudly he spoke the word master. What is your name? Varask. Varask the Wild Fist, they call me. I was once an armor and weapons maker. I'm more of a corpse than a master now. Some evil people took everything from me. My family, my house, my craft. Even took my tools. Everything. What happened to you? What happened? It was a calamity. I was going about my business and then I fell ill, cut down by a fever. I'd been burning up for 3 weeks. I thought I would die more than once. A local merchant saved me. A kind soul, damn him. He saved me, but not for free. Took everything I had as payment. Even my precious work tools, the last of my treasures. I'm useless like this. What good am I to anyone? But if I get my tools back, I'd be quite all right. I used to make such weapons and armor. They sold faster than I could make them. But without my tools, I'm useless. If you tried to use a regular hammer to forge like I do, you'd just ruin a good thing. I'd bend the tongs, and wouldn't make anything worth putting my name to. That trickster got everything I need. The half-orc pierces you with his angry eyes. Listen, I can tell you got money. Maybe you need an armorer. If you help me, I'll serve you. I'll make formidable weapons for you. ones that just beg for enemy blood. But first, I need my tools back. That is quite an offer. The half-orc harumphs brashly in response, but his eyes seem disappointed. Not sure I really like this guy's demeanor, but we'll play along for now. Really thought that would be more complicated. Aha. A stunning elven lady turns to you. Her hair is immaculate, and her eyes are deep water. Her beauty is like a bird of prey. She is also heavily armed. As she sees you, her superior air fades, leaving a charming smile on her face. How fortunate! Your Grace, allow me to introduce myself. I am Nazriel the Weaponsmith. I can craft the deadliest weapons mortals can make. I'd like to take the opportunity to pay my respects. As soon as I found out you were here, I dispatched one of my apprentices. But, of course, the bonehead failed his mission. Would you like to hear an offer that would be to our mutual benefit? What do you have to offer? I hope to start serving you in exchange for your protection. You see, my creations are not to everyone's liking. In the lands where I come from, demand for artful blades is low. The heavier and cheaper ones are better for peasants. I had to swallow my pride and do such work merely to survive. I know that serving you will allow me to earn true recognition. I'm offering you a contract. You will provide me a workplace and all the necessary resources, and I shall fill your arsenal with perfect instruments of death. More, I will craft for you personally an amazing and deadly weapon, for which there is no equal. I have long been looking for a warrior worthy of this masterpiece. All you need to do is sign the contract and place your first order. The elven woman shows you a leather case with a prepared contract. Do we have a deal? Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Who are you? An artist. One of a kind. I create weapons. Not just pointy iron sticks, but real weapons. Nazriel raises her eyebrows meaningfully. Alas, not every domain appreciates high quality and expensive blades. I hope you'll be a generous patron and an appreciating connoisseur. All right, well, can't falter for lack of confidence. Let's make a deal. Nazriel's eyes shine with excitement. She hands you a pen and paper. Thank you. Sign here, please. And here? Done. All right. No one can touch a court blacksmith. I will order my apprentices to pack up my materials and take them to the new workshop, which you will kindly provide me with. As soon as I'm settled, I'll send one of my people to deliver your order. Nice. That was, simple enough. Let's go return Barask's tools, and then we need to pay Shaniha a visit. After that, it looks like we have to head back to Stag's Fall. Barask looks at you with eyes full of despair and clenches his huge fists. Old Barask is listening. What are we going to talk about? Here are your tools. The half-orc touches the tools tenderly, as if he can't believe his eyes, and then clutches them as tightly as he can. Can I have them back? Really? Thank you so much. Well, now I'll be all right. I'll have food on the table. I'll get rid of this damn fever and do what I promised my children. And I'll keep my promise. Give me a place to set up shop, and I'll work hard to repay you. Right, we actually have to build these guys' shops, don't we? Oh, we're actually pretty close to level 10, too. Alright, let's go ahead and get those shops set up before we go any further. First things first, let's get a few extra building points to play with. There we go. Now, let's see about filling some of these slots. That spot is where we're putting the mage's tower, so we have to leave that empty. Well, first thing we need to decide is where to put these workshops. They count as normal shops, so ideally we want to put them next to a tavern, which in turn we would want next to either a longhouse or a barracks, possibly both. Actually, yeah, there we go. Now we'll lay down our barracks. +1 stability for being next to a longhouse. Slap down a shrine on the other side. That'll give us a boost to divine. And an herbalist shop next to that. That gets us +1 arcane. And we don't want to overdo it. I would like to fill those last few slots, but we should really save at least 100 building points. We'll have a lot more building points to play with once the magic items start rolling in. Ancient magical writings. Okay. Pretty sure it said it was a refugee camp, but whatever. On to Gnarlkeep. Oh. And you know what? I have just now realized that Amiri's been blind this whole time. Really wish he'd said something. Okay. We may have made a misstep here.
More strength fades.
May we have a moment of respite?
All according to plan.
Yes, all according to plan, and we may have a moment of respite. All of those things. But first, let us tend to the long-suffering Amiri. She was probably just too proud to admit her handicap. And now, to get some rest.
Sarenrae grants mercy to all, but the ones who did this to your village, I think even my goddess wouldn't find words of forgiveness for them.
Yes, not everything can be forgiven, and there are some things that shouldn't be.
That exchange seemed somewhat foreboding. We'll have to keep an eye on Ekin. Hopefully he's not backsliding.
I am prepared.
Onward, my friends. Enchanted Wind. News has arrived from the largest observatory in the Five Kings Mountains. The enchanted lens of their main telescope broke. The destruction of such a powerful artifact caused a gust of enchanted wind, which is now moving towards a region of the barony. You should seize this opportunity. Good chance to boost our divine. Invitation for the Baron. The Embith Travelers sent an interesting offer. Well, all the more reason to hurry back to Stag's Fall. Yeah, we definitely need to boost our divine. Alright, Harem, off you go. The sooner we get him up to rank 3, the sooner I believe we will get our Arcane Advisor. I am pleased to see you again, O worthy one. What brings you to me? All right, Shania. What happened this time? Shania hands you a heavily worn piece of metal. I have heard, O worthy one, that there lives a storyteller in your realm whose eyes can see into the memories of things. Please, show him this. It was the tip of a spear that once belonged to my esteemed ancestor, Vu Balak. He was fated to live in interesting times, for it was then that Kothagaz, the Dance of Disharmony, spawn of Rovagug, attacked Vudra. 1,000,000 Vudrani came out to fight him, and amongst them was the cleric, Vu Balak. Kothagaz walked across the ocean, and the water reached only up to his waist. He was covered by a mighty shell like a beetle, and the slime from his body covered the waters like fat, calming the waves around him, and his many mouths dripped with spittle. Kothagaz cried out, and the putridity of its breath made creatures faint, bleeding from their eyes, their nose, and their ears, while the monster's saliva burned through everything it touched. Trust me, for I have seen the stones that were touched by this poison. Vubalak, however, called forth the priests, and they cast their magic. The ocean boiled, and Kothagaz began to boil in it. The whales came surfacing all around him as he screamed, and his chitin hardened, becoming more and more fragile, until, finally, it cracked and crumbled. Finally, Vubalak saw the heart of the dance of disharmony. He jumped so high that his mighty body blocked the sun, and the stars shone in the day. He then threw his spear and shattered Kothagaz's heart into 101 pieces. We have managed to gather some of the pieces, but not all. Perhaps if the storyteller were to read the spear's memories, he would be able to tell us where the other pieces went. Then I might collect them to honor my mighty ancestor. That would be a truly heroic deed. Perhaps the path of a hero is what fate truly has in store for me. Sure, why not? We're already headed back to Stag's Fall anyway. Might as well have the storyteller look at this random piece of metal. Who knows? Maybe his findings will surprise us. But probably not. Alright, back to Stag's Fall. We've got some visitors waiting for us, and I think we're pretty much done out here.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
Patience, Lindsay. Okay, not much in the way of loot, so we'll get some rest and tend to our visitors. I beg pardon for the intrusion, Your Grace, but I'm afraid I have bad news. Magic beasts are attacking people across the country. No one knows where they came from, but if the situation continues to develop as it has, it may pose a serious problem. Fortunately, there is good news as well. The Embith Travelers have offered their help to fight the monsters. I expect this would be a good opportunity to invite some guests from neighboring countries to join the hunt. Would you mind that? Who are these Embith Travelers, and what would they ask for their help? Embith Forest is south of your domain. It's a dangerous place, swarming with wicked fae and other magical creatures. Embith Travelers are renowned for their mastery of eliminating such threats. They don't ask for much: compensation for traveling expenses, and the right to keep any trophies they hunt down. This seems a fair price to me. And whom would we invite for the hunt? We need to establish connections with our closest neighbors, Pitax and Mivon. I'll invite someone from King Iraveti's inner circle, as well as some Eldori sword lords from Mivon. Why not invite Iraveti himself? He would most likely reply with a polite refusal. Once he set foot in your lands, he'd find himself at your mercy. Iraveti is a treacherous old fox. and he'd expect nothing but similar treachery from others. Delightful. Aldori from Mavon? I thought Swordlords were from Brevoy. Mavon is mostly controlled by the Aldori Exiles. They descend from those who preferred to flee when Coral the Conqueror arrived in Restov with his dragons. I would advise against reminding them of that shameful story. Noted. How would you describe the relations between Mavon and Pitax? Typical for the River Kingdoms, they have an armed-to-the-teeth truce with regular skirmishes along the border. They have many mutual issues, but they won't grab for their swords as soon as they see each other, especially not on neutral ground. Fair enough. Good idea. Invite the guests. I'll give the necessary orders immediately. Okay, guess we'll add that to the to-do list. A pathetic-looking elf stands before you. His clothes are wrinkled, his cheek is scratched, and his nose is swollen like he's suffered a heavy blow. He glances around with a haunted look and bows. My name is Sartane. Mistress Nazriel was supposed to have given me a gift for your grace, but I'm afraid we might have a bit of a problem here. Mistress Nazriel has been working hard on a special gift for you, but one of her apprentices, Detail, went mad after he touched the blade that was meant to be presented to you. He grabbed it and just ran off as fast as he could. I saw it with my own eyes. Now Detail is missing. I've come to you in secret to ask for your help. Maybe you or one of your advisors could get to the bottom of this? My mistress would rather see the whole thing buried. After all, the sword that drove him mad was meant for you. Who are you? The elf eyes you in astonishment. Me? I'm Sartane, assistant and servant of Mistress Nazriel. She teaches me her craft. I've been dreaming of becoming a weaponsmith ever since I was a child. My father was a master too. His swords were famous. Unfortunately, he went bankrupt while I was still too young to learn. He withered away and never got to teach me his skills. But the mistress gave me another chance. Tell me about Nazriel. The elf's enthusiasm is almost pathetic. I'm Mistress Nazriel's assistant. It's a great honor. She's a genius. Her knowledge of weapons knows no bounds. Although it's scary sometimes, you know? Anyway, I'm not complaining. I'm happy to serve her. Does Nazriel mistreat you? The elf throws up his hands in fear. Not at all. She's the most magnificent weaponsmith I've ever met in my entire life. I'm lucky she even noticed me. She made me so happy. I wish I weren't so stupid and clumsy, or I'd be more worthy to help her. But I try as hard as I can. Okay, what gift are you talking about? Sartane shrugs. I don't know. The mistress said I couldn't touch it, but I heard her ask Detail to take it to you. All right, I will see what I can do. The elf bows low again. Not gonna lie, that whole exchange was very peculiar.
Hunting together with foreign guests not only helped solve the problem of rapidly multiplying magical animals, it also improved our relationships with our neighbors. But little did we know that this innocent fun would be the start of a real catastrophe.
Ah, and thus begins Chapter 3, Season of Bloom. I have to imagine that has something to do with our old friend, the Guardian. Alright, we've got a few things we have to take care of here. We have to chat with the storyteller. We have to go meet with Nazriel, apparently. Not to mention, we've got some guests waiting for us. Out in the Camelins. It's actually not too far out of our way. Well, a plan is forming, but let's see what we've got over here. +1 relations. And not much else. I was really hoping we'd be able to claim the Silver Step before we got this far, but that will just have to wait. I thought we were supposed to have a project to upgrade one of our villages. We might actually need to claim Silver Step before we can do that. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Let's hit the pause button here. And, I'm gonna go through our storage. We've got a lot of magic items that I've been holding on to just in case, but we really don't need a lot of that stuff. I don't think we'll be able to get enough to afford Silver Step, but we should definitely be able to at least fill out our towns and maybe tackle another project or two. But we will talk about that next time. See you then. Oh, and remember, although I do love playing Pathfinder Kingmaker, you can find out more about the game by visiting the official website, the official YouTube and Twitch channels, the official social media feeds, or the official store pages over on Steam or on GOG. Links are in the description.